Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's bonus banger time. It's bonus banger time, y'all. It's a lock. It's bonus banger time, but I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start my videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to listen to in the morning times, man. And I promise y'all, it's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I have no problem doing these things, people, but I only ask one thing, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. And we're going to stay out the way, man, but it's because so many people that's counting on us right now to be out here on these streets, man. It's a lot of people, man. A lot of y'all got kids, man. A lot of y'all got mothers that's getting older, fathers that's getting older, man. A lot of y'all got siblings that need y'all out here, man. It's a lot of responsibility with us out here, man. What do you think we count when we in there? We can't do nothing from in there. We can't do nothing but get on the phone and be worse. That's the only thing we can do when we get locked up, man, is get on that jack and be worse to the people that needed us. Let's be smart, man. Let's stop the cycle of kind of putting all that weight on the people that really needed us, man. Let's stay out here on the street, man, and take care of our responsibilities, fellas. Ladies, let's do it, man. We have to be out here to do it, man. We can't be inside those prisons, man, still talking about responsibility, man. It's over with once you're in there, man. You got to turn your life around for whatever you're doing, man, if you don't want to leave these people that really need you, man. That's all I'm trying to say, period. So just stay out the way for me, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is a bonus banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, share, and subscribe this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called He Ran Through All His Money. Part 1. It's a sad situation when you see stuff like that in prison, man. But you see it out here on the streets all the time. You'll see dudes have money. You'll see dudes that's bad with money, man. You see it all type of ways, man. Like, it can come from gambling. It can come from, you know, like addiction of different type of stuff that you like to use, man, or whatever the case, man. Either way, I have witnessed people run through all their money, man. You on the street and in prison, man. But in prison, it's a little different, man. Especially when you got habits, you know what I mean? Like, when you got habits and you run through your money, it makes everything crazy, man, because it never turns out good. It never turns out good when you come in and trick up all your money on your habit, man. So with that being said, though, y'all, we are on Susses 2 on this one, y'all. We are on Susses 2. And I can remember being in 2C on this one, man. A little bit past slightly the beginning parts of my 2C stages, man. But I can remember being in cell 34, man. I was in cell 34 for a while. The guy that I actually got off the bus with, who's been my roommate since we got to Susses 2, even when we was in 4 building, he was my cellie when we was over here in 2C, when they finally moved us to 2C. But he ended up getting a job in the kitchen, so he moved. Like, he got away from 2 building, man. He ended up going to the kitchen block, which was 1 building at the time. So I was in the cell dolo, man. I ended up getting a roommate I didn't really like. I wasn't really cool with him, man. It was this other dude that I had met from Norfolk, man. He was super cool, man. We're going to call him Nuke. Now, Nuke was cool. Nuke was all right. He was a cool dude. Like, he used to rap, you know what I mean? He was from the town. He was probably like 2-3 years older than me. We knew some of the same people, some of the same girls, went to some of the same schools, and we had a lot in common. So once me and him started kicking it, you know what I mean? Like, it was this, like, meant for, like, I was like, yo, I'm trying to move in the cell with you, bro. Like, you know, around this time, I wasn't on, like, I loved the bottom bunk. Like, I didn't care what bed I was in at the moment, to be honest with y'all. All I know is I was trying to move in the cell with bro, because bro had a TV and he was from Norfolk. You know what I mean? Because we still in the stages where we can't order our own stuff yet, but there's so many people coming from other compounds. They're coming with TVs. So if your roommate got a TV, you straight. So I was trying to move in the cell with bro because he had a TV and he was cool. So bro was in cell 23, which is the penthouse that I be telling y'all about, the dudes that be, the #1 dudes that be doing that. they love cell 23, cell 1, cell 2, and cell 24 because those are the cells from bottom to top tier that's right kind of close to the booth. So I've never been that close. And plus, I don't be slanging it. I wasn't with being the number one. That wasn't me. That wasn't what I was doing. So like me moving in 23, that wasn't the reason I was moving in there. And my man Nuke that was in that cell, he didn't do that either. So like that's where I was going at, man. We hollered at the sergeant and we made the move, man. His roommate agreed to let me go in there. His roommate went in 34. So I moved to cell 23, man. Like I was cooling in that jump, man. It was a good situation for the moment, man. Like Nuke was a dude. He stayed out the way. He just liked to write his raps, stay out the way. You know what I mean? He was actually a Muslim as well. You know what I mean? He was one of my first roommates that was a Muslim. And he used to go to his little program, stay out the way. That's all bro used to do. So a little bit of time being in the cell with him, which wasn't long, probably like a month or two, man. He got transferred, man. He ended up getting transferred. Nuke had less time than me than I thought, but I ended up running across him later on in my bed, like way later on. Like I'll talk about that later, but like I thought he was short, but he ended up welling about his time. He welled about his time, real talk. So he got transferred to a level 3 basically though. Like, and I think it was Greensville. Like he went somewhere close. He went somewhere that was, you know what I mean, that wasn't far from Sussex too. But I remember he left. So when he left, that's when I went on, you know what I mean? Like, I was in the cell dolo. I was enjoying being in the cell dolo. I ain't gonna lie, like, because when you in the cell dolo, I told y'all it's a peace of mind. So when me being in the cell dolo, it was another dude that moved in there from Norfolk, and he was cool, you know what I mean? But, like, you don't be knowing about how dudes is until they move in the room. Long story short, I let another dude from Norfolk move in the room with me. He was downstairs. He was trying to come on the stay with me. He had a TV. He had a lot of tapes. He had his old tape deck, all of that. We used to be on surround sounds playing dominoes all day. That's all we used to do. But come to find out with this guy, he used to like being the number one. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he wanted to do, y'all. That's my word. That's all he wanted to do. So I'm talking about, I got a job. So when I started working at night and all of that, that's all he would do. I'm talking about this man to be on the box all day while I'm out there working, messing with the lady in the booth. So like that was kind of like a motive of him being in my cell. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. New Year's kind of rolled up. And when New Year's was coming up, like I was really getting tired of him. Even with him being from Norfolk and everything, I was like, man, he do the number one jump too much, man. He be on it too hard, man. Pause. Like, that's all he wanted to do, man. Every time the door open and I leave, that's all he was doing. So it was like he was addicted to cell 23 doing that, man. So like when New Year's rolled around, my word, bro, ended up going to the beam. Bro caught a jump. The lady rolled him up, man. Lady rolled him up. Lady rolled him up. Lady rolled him up. He came, grabbed him. He was out of there. You know what I mean? So I'm back in the cell dolo. So now I was in the cell dolo for like 3 days. You know what I mean? I'm in the cell dolo for like 3 days, y'all. I'm enjoying it. I done went through a little cycle of maniac slightly. You know what I mean? Now I'm in the cell dolo. About 3 days go by, man. I look up, man. I see a cart that was already down there. I didn't even know nobody was in there because it was during count time. But when I came to the door and looked, I seen the cart like kind of in the red little line. I looked, seen the cart. But I'm looking for people, but I can hear people. They under us somehow. You know what I mean? They under us somewhere, but I can't see them. So I'm looking, I hear voices. They probably in the office, which I can't see for 23 because the office is right under me. You know what I mean? So I hear voices and I just seen a dude coming up the steps like, you know what I mean? He had his scrubs on. He had his burgundy scrubs on. He was coming up the steps. He had like a little fro. You know what I mean? He was wolfing a little bit. He ain't had no beard lined up. He was coming up the steps. I looked at him and I viewed him and I saw that he was a guy probably like in his early 40s, late 30s or something. I knew he was way older than me. That's what I could guess. He wasn't old, but like I see him coming up the steps. So as he hit the corner and he looked me right in my eyeball. I look him in his face and he looked me in my face. I just, that jump was inconclusive. I'm like, inconclusive. So like inconclusive can mean a lot, but all I know is a quick stand. Once I saw his age, that Jake went across it came back there, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing really too shaky. I gotta go with my radar detector, like it never really stares me wrong. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he come in the joint. So when the door opened, he came to the door. He was like, hey, what's up, man? James. I was like, oh, what's up, man? He dapped me up like a 2-hand joint, like some super old school, one of them type of joints. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, hold on, I'm about to go get the rest of my stuff. Hold on. You on the bottom or the top? That's what I came to check. Like, pause on invented yet, you know what I mean? That's what he said. He was like, you on the bottom or the top? I just came to check before I get my stuff, because I can't sleep on the bottom bunk. I was like, oh, nah, I'm on the bottom bunk, so you good. He was like, oh, So he ran downstairs, got his stuff. So he got his stuff. CO was right there. CO was like, y'all good? He like, yeah. So we were still locked down. Boom, he come in. So when he come in, I get to talking to him. asked him where he was from. You know what I mean? He told me he was from Charlottesville. He said, but he lived in North Carolina. You know what I mean? He was like, he lived in North Carolina a long time, man. He said he lived in Raleigh. You know what I mean? But he was like, he'd be back and forth because his parents lived out Charlottesville, but his wife's side of the family lived out in North Carolina. So he was like, he'll be back and forth from North Carolina to Charlottesville. But he was like, he came out here, ended up getting locked up. You know what I mean? He was like, this one his first bid. You know what I mean? He gave me the details. He didn't have long. He only had 5 years sentence because he'd been to prison before and messed up in prison. His level got jumped to level 4. He got sent to Sussex. You know what I mean? He told me he was at detention diversion. You know what I mean? Once a dude tell you he was at detention diversion, they completed detention and diversion program. Like they either did two things. They either a hustler or they either messing with their own supply. You know what I mean? Or they like to go up. They like to mess with narcotics, basically, man. So when he told me he was at detention diversion, he didn't give me hustler vibes. Now, I could be wrong, but like James didn't give me hustler vibes, y'all. He didn't give me no hustler vibes. He looked like a regular dude that just trying to make it in the world, man. Like, and why is he back in prison at this age and back again? I still didn't have no idea yet, y'all. So boom. So after a little time of just kicking it, he running it down about everything. You know what I mean? I seen his bag. Like after he brought his stuff up, of course he had a TV. You know what I mean? He had all of that. So he brought his stuff up, man. So when he brought his stuff up, so after he got all his stuff together, I see he got a TV, all of that. You know what I mean? And the bags that he brought in was big bags. He had 2 bags of Commissary. Now I had Commissary, but I didn't have as much as Commissary as he had. I ain't gonna lie. Like he came in with a lot of stuff. He was like, yeah, we could cook. You know what I mean? I ain't typing my stuff. Like we can do this and do that. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. I was like, yo, you don't mind if I mess with the Lala though? I was like, I ain't gonna lie. That's all I do. I don't do nothing else. All I do is mess with the Lala game. So he was like, oh, nah, you good. He was like, that's all my wife do. My wife don't do nothing but Lala. You good. You good. You do your thing. Do your thing. I'm like, that's what's up. So he like, so what's going on in this part? Dudes be robbing people? So I'm like, nah, I don't be nobody robbing people in this joint. I'm like, now, if you deserve to get robbed, the dude's gonna rob you. But I was like, you in the cell with me, you definitely ain't gonna get robbed. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I'm the toughest guy, but like, dudes don't rob me. Like, so that's not happening. You know what I mean? So he like, oh, okay. He like, what else be going on in here? They got a lot of Lala on the compound. I said, man, the Lala stay on this joint, bro. I'm like, the Lala always on this joint, always on this joint. So he like, all right, what else they be having? I was like, I mean, what do you mean? Like, I was like, what you messing with? He was like, I mean, I don't, I ain't done it yet. Because, when I my last bid, I was messing with the hottest chicken. I was like, oh, you was messing with the hottest chicken? I was like, I mean, it don't be like, this is around the time where I really didn't know no hottest chicken dealers too crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I don't really know no hottest chicken dudes like that. I said, I ain't saying it ain't up here, but I don't really know though. I don't indulge in that. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was like, all right, that's cool. All right, we gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out, man. Yeah, no, man. He like, man, I can't wait till the doors pop. I gotta use the phone. So when the doors pop, he has to go use the phone. He dipped downstairs. He gonna use the jack. So I come out. You know what I mean? Everybody looking. Everybody trying to see what's going on. Of course, there's a new dude in the pod. Dude's pulling up on me. Hey, what's you? I'm like, yo, nah, he from North Carolina, Charlottesville, bro. Like, his name James. He done a bid. You might know him. So a couple dudes said they knew him. You know what I mean? Not like that, but they done seen him before. You know what I mean? Like on other compounds or whatever the case. So he went and got on the phone. He did what he had to do. He was like, yeah, I'm straight now. He was like, I'm straight now. He got to talk to my wife. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, when y'all got outside rec? I was like, man, we about to have outside rec in a minute. You know what I mean? So he was like, all right. So they call outside rec. Everybody go outside. Nice little day out there. We walk out there on the yard. So as we on the yard, I look. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I wasn't watching my roommate. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't on it like that. I wasn't like I'm clocking his every move, but I'm walking laps on the big yard. So as me and my homeboy spinning laps, I couldn't help but notice that I seen him talking to another old head dude that was from one building. You know what I mean? And the old head dude that was from one building, he was talking to, like, this was a dude kind of like, he just looked, I didn't know this dude personally, but I would see this dude, you know what I mean, on the compound, man. Like, and he kind of gave me the creeps, man, because he was one of those dudes that had the George Jefferson gray. It was all gray George Jefferson, but like he still got his edged up, and like he had the mustache to come down, and he didn't have no chin hair. He just, I don't know, it was just something about him that gave me the creeps. I would see him on the compound, so as I'm spinning, like when we come around, I see him on the gate, I gave him a quick, because I'm like, nah, I don't want nobody, you're not going to shake, rattle, and roll and come in my cell. It's not going to happen. So if that's in your resume, like, we're going to find out about it. You know what I mean? Even if I got to scan the people around you, like, and I know that sounds petty, but I got to scan people he talking to just to make sure. So as we spin, I'm like, Like they way across, like dude, my roommate right here at the gate, the dude all the way on the other side of the gate on yard 2. He talking to him, I walk by, I'm like, got a good little scan. Nothing came up, we came back around. I was like, slow down. My homeboy started talking to us. Yeah, my homeboy talking across the fence. I slowed down. I was like, so now I'm like behind him. I'm like, maybe it is past. I'm like, he look at him, man. The man looked like he been locked up since 1975. I'm like, man, you can't put it past him, man. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna see what's going on. You know what I mean? But dude he talking to definitely shake, rattle, and roll. So I continue on my business. We go back in the building. We getting back in the pod. We go in the pod. So we go in the cell. I said, yo, bro. I said, man, look, you know the dude you be talking to? I said, man, dude look crazy, man. What's up with dude? He was like, oh, who? Who you talking, Junior? He was like, man, Junior good. He was like, yeah, he good. Like, I was like, man, do he shake, rattle, and roll though? He was like, shake, rattle, and roll. I said, yeah. Do he shake? He was like, I mean, he might. Shit, I don't know. That's his business. I don't. That's all I know. I said, yeah, I know you don't. But I'm like, what you talking to him for though? He was like, he made a face like, he said, you sound like my son. I said, I sound like your son. He's like, yeah, my son overprotective. Yeah, we be out riding around. He see me holler at one dude or this person. He be like, Daddy, what you talking to him for? What you got going on, Daddy? He said, you ain't got to watch me like that, man. I said, yeah, I know, bro. I said, but look, man, like, I just be trying to be careful, man. You know, I just got the system. I don't, you know what I mean? He was like, nah, I want nothing like that. He was like, look, I got this from him. He opened his hand up and I saw it. I'm like, counted, John. I was like, 1, 2, 3. That man had 3 rocks in his hand, y'all. So cool. I was like, man. I was like, was that Hardy's chicken? He was like, I was like, oh, so you found? I said, so you really found some? He was like, yeah, Junior, you got some. Yeah, it's easy to find. I said, how you about to pay for that? I said, that's a lot of money. How you about to pay for that? He was like, help me cut out $80. I was like, he want $80 for 3 of those rocks? He was like, I started thinking, I was like, man, I might gotta get in that business. I might gotta get into all this chicken business, y'all. He was like, man, look, I was like, look, man, grab the biggest items you got. Like, those are the biggest. He was like, all right. So we counted out $80. When we counted out $80, he probably had like a half a bag of the 2 bags that he brought in full of stuff. You know what I mean? So he still won't hit, but now he got 3 big rocks. So now I look at the rocks. He just start hitting them jumps. Next thing you know, it's about 8, 9, 10 rocks. So I'm like, man, what you about to do with that, man? I was like, no, you ain't finna light that up in here, man. You got something like that. You ain't finna do that in here, man. He was like, no, I ain't gonna do that yet. He was like, look, I gotta wait for that. He was like, but no, look, I'm gonna roll it up in this. I was like, you about to put it in some tobacco? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll it in a roll up. I was like, man, go ahead, man. He was like, all right, that's my word. He rolled that junk. They came through and counted. Man, he lit that junk, man. That's my word, man. Man, that tobacco that smelled like tear gas, y'all. So boom. I said, oh my God. Like, it won't like super duper stink that I gotta cover my face. No, it won't like that. But the smell on that joint was like, because you know, back then when we was messing around with the la-la or whatever, we'd have an incense on our little ID clip sitting on the ground. The incense be smoking out. Because you could smoke back then. So like smoke didn't matter. So we got the incense blowing, he blowing the joint. Where we call those joints woolers, man. We call them joints woolers, like a fiend gonna smoke a wooler. That's the Hardy's chicken inside something like the marijuana, but he's doing it with the tobacco game. You know what I mean? So he's smoking a wooler. He's smoking a wooler by word. So I sit there and watch him. He burn up. He's standing at the door. He like this. The incense right there burning. He's standing at the door. We in cell 23. He's standing at the door. He's super old head with it. He like, he blowing the smoke like, old head, hit the jank. This when you know you're old head, when you hit the jank, put it behind your back. He said, I said, man, we over there stinking ass shit, y'all. So boom. He looked at me, he was like, man, he took like 3 of the hardest hits ever, man. He finished that joke. He was like, He sat down. He sat down on the bench. I'm sitting on the bed right here. He sat down on the bench. He said, he hit his legs like this. He sat down. He was like, I was like, you good now, man? He was like, I said, you good? He was like, I said, you can't talk? He was like, I'm good. I said, damn, that shit goddamn gotta be the butter soft game. So that joke got mouth not even want to open, man. Like he ain't even want to talk no more. I said, James, man, you wildin'. I said, look, you high as hell. I said, you need to stay in the cell. I said, you need to stay in the cell, bro. They called Joe. So he said, Empire Rap. They pop all the doors. Word, I come out. That's word. As soon as I come out, I walk out. I just looked at everybody because, you know, I'm the first tier. I'm the last sale on the tier. You know what I mean? I'm the first sale. It's the 23 is the first sale in the top tier, but it's by a dead end. So I come out, I look to the left. I just see dudes coming out from their door. Dudes like, Weezy, what you burning paper in that, Weezy, man? What you got going on? I'm like, nah, man. Nah, they was like, that junk stink, bro. Let it know instant. I'm like, all right. When the junk like, man, let me know when them incense are great. Cool. Like the incense back up. Went downstairs, told my own boy, I'm like, yo, it's my word, man. My roommate up there messing with the hottest chicken. That man rolled a Wooler game. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, man up there. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, that's his business. I ain't even lie, I let him do him. It is his business. You gotta do you. So he messed with that every now and then on the lockdown. He'll mess with the Wooler, roll him another joint. Couple days roll by. So when you new on the camp, like you get your property and all of that, sometimes when you first get there like he did, but as far as like your money and stuff like that, that's gonna take a day or two for some reason. I don't know why, but I remember when his receipt came through. Now, when his receipt came through back then on Susses, like when you get money, like your people will send you money in an envelope. Like they say they'll send you a money, your people send you a money order. Like they'll get the money order, they'll take the money order and give you and send you a receipt. You'll still get the envelope that your people sent you, and they'll have written on the envelope how much money they sent you. Like that's how they did it. You know what I mean? It was stamped or written, one of the two. But I remember going to the door getting the mail. So I go to the door and get the mail, y'all. My word. I walk to the door, get the mail, put the junk through the door. I look. His junk was the first junk. It was an envelope. It was something for me. It was some state mail. But I could see when that receipt junk I'm telling y'all about, it's the paper. But like if it's turned around to the back, you can see what's like. It's one of them receipt junks. You got, you open it slightly, like tear the paper off the little tip. The little line of paper, then you can open it like that's how the receipt jumps look. So if it's turned to the back, you can see what's written. So he handed me the joint through the door, and that was turned to the back. And I know it ain't because I'm not expecting no money, but I get the receipt and I look and I saw the joint say 500 on the joint. So I'm like, so I had him his back. He was like, oh man, finally they got more money. Now I can make this commissary. Now I can make commissary, right? He's like, I gotta get some more. I gotta get some more, man. I'm like, yeah, we should be straight now, but I saw the 5 cent. So I'm like, he loaded on the low. He got all the commissary, got all the, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's straight. So a couple more days roll by in the joint, man. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom, but James been in the joint. He ain't leave. I gotta do number 2. So I'm like, man, this joint crazy. So I go upstairs. I'm like, hey, James. I'm calling him like, hey. He like, he rolled over like he was asleep. I'm like, sleep, man. He like, he gave me a little dumb look like, I said, man, look, I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta do number 2, man. I said, you coming out? He was like, so sometimes you might get stuck in the room. Like you didn't use the bathroom like with your celly in there. You know what I mean? But we had the cut that come like perfect. I had the joint that was sticking up from like the wall that could come all the way to the other wall. Then I had a hole in the sheet. You could put the joint right there. Boom. And it was like a decent line on the joint. Like it was long. So he can't even see it from the top bunk. He can't see me using the bathroom. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I gotta go, man. So it be like that sometimes. So I go in the jump, use the bathroom. Like, using the bathroom. As I'm using the bathroom, I know I'm murdering the bathroom. I'm putting water on it. But like, it was a smell. It smelled like metal. It smelled like something was burning metal. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and I keep hearing that. But he'll hit it after I'm hitting the toilet. Then I hear, then I'm smelling. I'm like, yo, what you doing up there, man? I'm like, what you got? I can't see him because the curtain blocking. I'm like, yo, what you doing up there, man? I'm on the toilet game. Pause. I'm like, what you doing? He like, don't talk to me while you doing number 2. I was like, don't talk. I was like, let me hurry up, man. Got myself together. Got up, took the cut down. I was like, so when I took the cut down, he rolled over. He was like, He had like this little pipe in his hand, man. I don't know where he got this junk from, but it was metal. It wasn't no bootleg junk. It wasn't no stupid looking junk. It was an official pipe game, y'all. So boom. He rolled over. He was like, look, I can just hit this while I'm laying down. I said, you hitting the pipe while you laying down? He was like, hold me down. I was like, hold you down? I was like, man, you wild over to the door. I was like, you good, man? He was like, anybody come? I was like, man, hurry up, man. He was like, I said, nah, this ain't gonna work, man. I said, man, you wildin', man. I said, yo, you wildin', man. What you got going on, man? I said, you in this joint smoking the pipe game now, man? You like, man, I told you I do all this chicken. She's like, well, I don't look like a fiend. I ain't running around here doing nothing stupid. Like, what you mean? I'm like, man, all right, man, I let him do him. Forget it, you know what I mean? Like, it was stink, and it was affecting me, man, but it's so bad to get cellies up there. Like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for a little while longer. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for a little while longer. Usually I get dudes out for less. You know what I mean? But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. A little bit more time going on. I look up, he talking back to the dude with the little Sanford and Son Mohawk game. You know what I mean? I see him talking to him, the old dude Junior, talking to him. Next thing you know, he come in the cell. He got all the paperwork for how you send money off the books. You gotta have the informal grievance, the joint you gotta write to the sergeant. I forgot, it's like 3 papers you gotta have to get money off your books. You know what I mean? Like, he come in the cell. He got all the junk. He got his glasses on. He filling the junk out. Hey, I did it right. I said, man, I don't even know how to do that shit, man. He was like, look, I'm about to send him $500. I said, I know he had just got $500. I'm like, so you ain't going to Commissary? He was like, nah, I'm going to get some more money. This right here is a little bit more important because he got something decent for me for $500. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of it while I got the money on the books. I'm like, damn, so you about to just give up all your shit? He like, I got more coming. So I'm like, all right, man. So that's what he did. You know what I mean? Like, back then when dudes was hustling, like, you gotta kind of trust dude's word. Like, you're not gonna be like, yo, you gotta go through all of that, then you ain't gonna get the product until all of that is complete. No, everything was a process back then when you was hustling. Like even when it came to the Western Union, like, you be like, yo, man, my people's gonna go do a Western Union, man. You still gonna get to do the work. You know what I mean? Because you don't trust his word. Now, if he be on some BS, then you got to make an example. But at the same time, like, it was a process to hustling. So when I seen him doing this, I know he was going to show dude the receipt, because you get a receipt after you do this. It's just about a week process, 2 weeks, maybe sometime, it depends. So I know once he was going to show dude this, he was going to get the product. You know what I mean? So he go outside. I see him talking to the dude. Next thing you know, he all the way in the corner on yard too. You know what I mean? So I'm walking by. Everybody like, hey, Weezy. Hey, man, your silly over there smoking hardball, Weezy. Over there in the corner. I'm like, I look at the corner. I'm like, this man off in the corner, y'all, my word. He ducked off in the corner. It's windy outside slightly, so he trying to catch the light. You know, he got a light upside down because he got a stem. My word, man was like, that's all you see. And he was like this. He was spinning in a circle trying to duck the wind. He was like, he walked up to some dudes he ain't even know, got a block. I'm like, this dude super wild, y'all, so cool. I'm like, this dude super crazy, man. He out there smoking hardball in front of everybody now. You know what I mean? So he come back in the cell. He's super lit. I look, his beard all wolfing, his eyes all diluted. He look all smacked out his brains. He look like a psycho. He come back in, he like, you think you can give me a 3-way? I was like, a 3-way? What you need a 3-way for, man? I see you get on the phone. He was like, yeah, well, look, I gotta call my mistress. He was like, she the one holding all my money. I was like, holding all what money? He was like, look, yeah, I'll give you something, man. Look, man, I need to get on the phone. I was like, all right, man. So a little bit later on, I give him a 3-way. So my brother gave him a 3-way. When my brother gave him a 3-way, after he get off the phone, my brother tell me everything. Like, yo, he was like, man, whoever that lady is, lady only said she only got 500 of his money left, man. She was like, he already spent all the, you know what I mean? His last camp, he done spent all the money. He was like, he was on the phone arguing with her like she's supposed to have some more money. She was like, all he got is 500 left. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, bro, that ran through all his bread. I'm like, this shit crazy. So as I'm saying that, I look, I see him coming down the steps like this. As I look, he like this, he like. He get to the door, he like, hey, call such and such. He trying to get a dude over in 2 deep wide. Look, it's the rest of his food. I'm like, damn, this dude ain't gonna have shit left, man. Like, this dude ain't goddamn. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see shit like this. Damn, this shit wild as a bitch. So motherfucking that nigga, whatever he was doing, that nigga took that shit over to 2 deep pod, my word. So he get the bag over there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what he got. I thought he already had hardball from the old head in one building. So I don't know what he's scoring for now. So he come back in the cell, he like, yo, dude, I was locked up with, man. He said he had some Hardy's chicken and he wanted me to try it. He said he wanted all food though, cause he just got up here. And you know, like for real, I know I had a little bit of food left, man, but like, man, he can have all that food, man. I'm trying to get high, Weezy. I'm like, you trying to get high? He like, I'm trying to get high, Weezy. So I was like, you got 2 different types of Hardy's chicken right now? He was like, you better believe it.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.